It is soccer night in Wisconsin. We're back at Hart Park in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin for Ford Madison home soccer. It's all presented by Dairyland. Tonight, they welcome in South Georgia Tormenta FC in this USL League One matchup as we welcome you back into Hart Park, the home away from home of Ford Madison here in 2020. Let's take a look at the Dairyland standings coming into tonight. It's a big game for Tormenta. With a win, they can move into that second spot, of course, before Omaha and Chattanooga play this weekend. And then Ford Madison, they come in 10th place in desperate need of 3 points tonight. So the teams out on the field tonight, building up to first kick here at Hart Park. Ford Madison, as we just showed you, really needs a win, while Tormenta, they could use 3 points as well to boost their standing. There is Lars Eckenrode. He is the acting head coach tonight for South Georgia Tormenta. We'll get into more of that as this game continues. Let's take a look at tonight's American Family Insurance player to watch. It is Michael Vang. He's making his USL debut tonight after delay due to international transfer clearance, but he is ready to go. Daryl Shore saying you will see some special things out of him. He is a true number 10. He had an offer to go to Pacific out in California out of high school. Instead, he bolted for Portugal, but he's back in the United States. It's a really cool story. We'll get into more of that as the night continues as well. Let's take a look at the player to watch tonight for Tormenta. It's Marco Micheletto, back for his second year at Tormenta after 8 goals and 2 assists in 2019. This is the goal against Chattanooga. It's the first goal of the season for Tormenta. This season, already 1 goal and 15 chances created. That is the most in the league for Marco Micheletto. John Milleresi saying we're starting to see the fruition of his hard work pay off. So tonight, he'll be playing in the middle for Tormenta. Both teams need a win, but which one will fly home with a win? It's Ford Madison, it's South Georgia Tormenta. Lineups and first kick coming up next.
Dairyland is getting there every day land. It's room for everyone land. It's post-retirement hobby land. Dairyland is driving to your first day of work land and spending Saturdays on the road land. Dairyland is affordable auto and motorcycle insurance for you land, all to help get you there. Dairyland is your land.
It's 105 in a 30 mile zone. We're on the road now. We can't slow down. We're on the road now. We can't slow down.
Let's summer. Let's dine out by truly dining out. Let's send smoke signals to the neighbors, then serve up the freshest of food with a side of fresh air. Let's raise our tongs to tasty by introducing our grills to new thrills and make mouths water more than a backyard slip and slide. Let's live a little more by having another s'more, because summer is here and no one does summer like Festival Foods.
Josh Eastern back with you at Hart Park. Tonight's game presented by American Family Insurance. There's Daryl Shore, the head man for Ford Madison, making his way out onto the field tonight. So let's take a look at those starting lineups. They are brought to you by the Concourse Hotel for Coach Daryl Shore and Ford Madison. 2 changes to the lineup. Michael Vang is introduced into the lineup, and Eric Leonard is back in the middle for Ford Madison. Aside from that, it's the same figures we saw last week, and they are looking to try to get back on track. Daryl Shore saying the message after the game in Richmond was it could go one of 2 ways, and it's not going to go the wrong way. So Ford Madison, or pardon me, South Georgia Tormenta will be coached by Lars Eckenrode tonight. So a special shout out to John Millerese, who's tuning in just like everybody else tonight. He says he's excited for Lars. He's more than capable to handle this, and of course, I'll be watching from quarantine. So there is Lars Eckenrode. He's out for at least a little bit longer this season, so he steps right into the coaching spot tonight. Played in 18 matches, of course, for TFC2 in his career. He is a Michigan man, so back in the Midwest. As we take a look at the South Georgia Tormenta lineup tonight, 2 changes for them as well. Marco Micheletto will be moved into the middle. Be interesting to see if his production is the same, but John Millerese very confident in that decision as well. So we are just about set to kick off tonight. It is Forward Madison in their drip kits, and it is South Georgia Tormenta in all white. Our referee tonight, Kalin Radosov, just waiting on his go, and we will get underway. It's South Georgia Tormenta in all white, and it is Forward Madison. Well, there isn't just one color on their jerseys, it's a bunch of them, but anyway, we're underway tonight from Hart Park. Of course, it's Forward Madison coming off that 1-0 loss to the Richmond Kickers on the road last weekend, while South Georgia Tormenta losing at home to Fort Lauderdale, who's in a weather delay right now with Orlando City B. They lost that game 2-1, Mikey Rowe scoring the lone goal for Tormenta. So that sets the stage for tonight's matchup. Both teams in desperate need of a win. You could say maybe Forward Madison needs one even a little bit more than Tormenta, although coming on the road and getting a result would be good for South Georgia Tormenta. 2019, 3 matches between these two sides. In the first one in Madison on May 18th, there was a 1-0 win for South Georgia Tormenta. Then they met up in Statesboro on July the 6th, a 2-1 win for Forward Madison, and then back here in Wisconsin, it was a 1-1 road draw for Tormenta. Let's take a look at the injury report brought to you by UW Health. Carl Schneider is unavailable for selection tonight, and a couple on the list for Tormenta, including Lars Eckenrode, who is the acting head coach tonight. Two center backs tonight for Tormenta, of course, Jordan Skelton, Josh Phelps, and Pablo Jara, one of the best goalkeepers in USL League One, back for a second season. There's Marchetta in the gold goalkeeper kit tonight for Forward Madison. Well, it was announced yesterday that Lars Eckenrode would be the interim coach for this match today. And coming into the attack as this one's deflected out for a corner kick. And according to the statement, the decision was made out of an abundance of caution following an initial unconfirmed positive COVID-19 test for 2 individuals on Tormenta's 40-person covered list. And so the 2 individuals are in isolation, are recovering in good spirits. But some others were deemed to be in close contact. That means the contact tracing protocols came into effect, and thus no coaches in Madison, in Wisconsin tonight, as the UW Health corner kick is sent in, and the whistle comes. We'll see what comes of this. Looks like a foul against Tormenta. We'll send it back to Forward Madison. Hit right up into the air. Here's Michael Vang. Daryl Shore very excited to see him in the lineup. It's going to be a foul right there on Michael Vang as he tried to cut in field, and already you're seeing some of those skills that Daryl Shore talked about. And now he'll stand over this free kick. So we take a look at the American Family Insurance replay. Trying to cut back upfield. And he was fouled by Obinwa. Ball sent in. Easy catch for Pablo Jara. were able to talk with John Millerese this morning while he is back home in Georgia when we talked about the Fort Lauderdale game, just saying overall disappointed with the result. Doesn't like to lose at home. He thought it was a tough first half, but they got better in the second, but just couldn't overcome the 2 goals. And of course, one of them was a worldie by Ricky Lopez-Espin. As Marco Micheletto gets taken down, this will be a free kick in a really good spot for South Georgia Tormenta. Look at the American Family Insurance replay. Just a long ball over the top. Just got caught in between Giro and Josiah Trimmingham. And it looks like Micheletto will have to come off the field for a moment. Featured him in the pregame. He creates so many chances, the most in the league coming into tonight's game. If there's one thing that football yard lines are good for, it's measuring free kicks. So this one about 25 yards out. It's Luca Mayer to stand over it. A 4-man wall for Madison. He'll go for goal. It's pushed aside by Marchetta, and then he just parries it aside. Maybe a bit of a nervy moment there at the back for Marchetta, but ultimately he's able to clear it away. A good effort on frame by Luca Mayer on the American Family Insurance replay. Marchetta just batting it aside, and then he was the first to get to it to push it out of the danger zone. Here's J.C. Banks. And Don Smart, who's starting deeper in the formation as well again tonight for Forward Madison, as opposed to his usual spot out on the wing. But of course, there's so much movement with the attacking players for Forward Madison. See Paolo Jr. switch flanks. I'm sure Michael Vang will come into the middle a little bit as well. Here's Giro. Wojciech Vucic trying to slide it by Reese Williams. Unable to do so as this one's put out. Take a look at the keys to the game brought to you by TDS. For Forward Madison, start fast. Daryl Shore always talks about Forward Madison getting that first goal, trying to get it on the front foot, and for South Georgia Tormenta, keep it moving. There's an appeal for handball. John Millerese saying there's been a good start, but here comes Forward Madison. Paolo Jr. into the middle. There it is! How about that for a fast start for Forward Madison? And how about that on his debut, Michael Vang? His first start in the USL, and how about a first goal as well?
Number 8, Michael Vang. The goal comes in the 8th minute.
Number 8 scoring in the 8th minute. And you can't really start a debut much better than that. Just a misplay at the back. There was an appeal for handball. Paolo Jr. putting some pressure on Jordan Skelton. And Michael Vang putting it in the back of the net. That's the first goal since the first game of the season for Forward Madison. And how about that for a start? All goals presented by Dairyland. Of course, the first of the season for Michael Vang. And for Paolo Jr., that's the second assist. He's assisted on both goals for Forward Madison this year. As Trimmingham charges in and knocks that away from Luca Mayer. We were trying to tell you about the key for Tormenta. John Millerese was saying he feels like this team has taken good steps each and every match. Maybe a step back in the Fort Lauderdale ones. That one's put right into the arms of Marchetta, although did go out of play. We thought they had been progressing up until that Fort Lauderdale game, but just couldn't get the result in that one. So trying to get back on track and keep it moving, and now they'll have to try to find an equalizer here tonight. Reese Williams with Lansing Ignite last season. This one played down the line. Obinwa, he won't get there first. Instead, it's Trimmingham who knocks it out for a throw-in. Here's Obinwa. Has a pretty good track record as a youth player, Obinwa. He's on trial with PSG and Real Madrid youth academies. This one's put out for a corner kick. It's another UW Health corner kick. Stefan Muller. An in-swinger played right into the middle again. Looked like Eric Leonard was up for it on the follow-up. The shot is blocked. Now a chance maybe to counter for Ford Madison. Here's Don Smart. Michael Vang trying to get in behind, but Josh Phelps will win that race as he knocks it back to Pablo Jara. Seems like there's an extra gear that Ford Madison has gotten into already here in the opening 10 minutes that we have not seen in the first few matchups this season for the Mingos. Here's Paolo Jr. Wojciech Vucik. And Michael Vang just comes out of nowhere, and he'll try to get it right back. With some history being made tonight for Michael Vang. He's the first Hmong American player to play in the USL and in the United States as well, which means he's the first Hmong American player to score as well. There's a look at Daryl Short. He thought in the Richmond game there were better moments. His team created a few more attacking situations. Thought the game was played more in Richmond's half, but he said ultimately you just have to get more chances on goal. And stats and chances don't mean anything unless you get a result in the end. And Ford Madison unable to do that last week. Just that one goal by Emiliano Terzaghi, who's been really good for Richmond since signing in the offseason. That goal came very early on. There were a few chances. Jamel Cox had one saved by Akira Fitzgerald last week. It was a one-on-one opportunity, but ultimately just couldn't find the back of the net. Tonight they have done it inside of 8 minutes through Michael Vang. You could see there a moment ago at the bottom of your screen, Lars Eckenrode and Neil Vignals, who is the assistant coach tonight, but he could be available to play maybe later on tonight as well. He is on the bench, so he's helping out Lars as the head coach. And the decision, John Millarese is saying it was fairly straightforward. He said basically he's one of our captains in our 4-player leadership group, and he said ultimately it just makes sense because he's injured. He's already been given a leadership role. He's been in our team and knows how we play, and he fully believes he is capable of being the acting head coach tonight. Looking for a through ball there was J.C. Banks. So knocked forward again. Paolo Jr. will collect this as Jara stays on his line. First cross is blocked. Now Giro. Back for Paolo Jr. And he'll look to keep possession. He does through Tobin and Trimmingham, the 2 center backs. Long diagonal ball. This one will be brought down. Wojciech Vucik. Christian Diaz playing in advanced position as we speak. Michael Vang around for Paolo Jr. Tries to get by Williams. Good spell of possession here for Madison. This one's flicked along, but nobody there in a drip kit to receive it. Of course, the Flamingos home kit and drip kits are available at FordMadisonFC.com along with all of their gear. Here's Reese Williams. He loses out to Giro again. Mayer putting Marchetta under some pressure. The two Austrians, Mayer versus Marchetta. This one headed right into the path of Paolo Jr., who's looking for Don Smart. Paolo Jr. gets his head to it again. And Don Smart will keep it in. Now Paolo Jr. He'll send a deflected shot on target, and it just goes wide. And it's out for a corner kick. This has been a great start for Ford Madison. Daryl Shore always likes those fast starts, especially those early goals, and they have one here tonight. As we take a look at the American Family Insurance replay. Reese Williams getting a deflection on that and sending it out of play. Michael Vang will come over for a UW Health corner kick. It'll be an in-swinger unless he decides to play it short to Banks. For Don Smart at the top of the box. His shot dipping towards goal. It's parried away. It's kept in here by Madison. Hara with a great save. Tobin gets himself back on side. Cross coming in, blocked away. Micheletto will eventually just clear it away. Ford Madison ratcheting up the pressure here already. As we take a look at the American Family Insurance replay. That ball had some English on it, headed towards goal. Tobin was able to keep it alive after Hara parried it. That was Tormenta look to build forward. That's a giveaway out of the back. Don Smart picks it up. Wojciech Vucik was in an offside position. And Tormenta go quickly through Micheletto, who's in the middle. This one played wide. The speed of Devin Jamga. Cutting in field. His shot is blocked away by Tobin. And Jamga is still down as play continues. Now it's put out for a throw. Another chance to look at Jamga. Coming over from FC Tucson from last year, where he made 25 appearances, had 5 goals. And here's another look at it in the American Family Insurance replay. Tobin, it looked like, got a touch there on the ball, and then on the follow through, Jamga came up second best. I'll throw this in back to Marchetta in goal. On a way, both these teams are similar in the fact that they kind of retooled their attack. For South Georgia Tormenta, Devin Jamga, Daniel Jackson, among a couple of the new signees coming into this season. And for Ford Madison, Wojciech Vucik. Let's just try to evolve here in the second year of USL League One. Orlando and Fort Lauderdale, another game on ESPN Plus tonight, but that one in a rain delay. Trimmingham, another long diagonal ball. He's been favoring those quite a bit this season. Our friend Jason Weintraub at Home Sweet Soccer on Twitter calling this a slightly above average pressure game to win for Ford Madison. Not necessarily a must win, but it's almost one of those can't lose, if that even makes sense, as Paolo Jr. tries to track this one down in the back. When you looked at Ford Madison coming into this year, I think through 3 games, I don't think you expected them to be in 10th place, just having 1 point through 3 games. But it's been a tough start to this season. Of course, they didn't have Michael Vang, who Daryl Shore said would be a really important player for them this season. And then you start off at North Texas and versus Greenville Triumph. Those are 2, of course, of the best teams from last year, the champions and the runners-up. And then you go on the road to Richmond to play kind of a new look Richmond kicker side with Darren Sawatsky at the helm. It doesn't really get any easier than with Tormenta coming in. Though both these teams did play fairly well against each other last year. They each won on the road against each other, and then that last game that was in Madison was a draw at the end of the season. And then for Tormenta, this is already game number 6. They've lost the last 2 out against Fort Lauderdale and Greenville. Just that 1 win against Orlando City B. So you feel like both these teams just on the precipice of really breaking out and trying to find some good form. I think Tormenta, as John Millerese put it, has played well, but the results just haven't necessarily been there as of yet with just the 1 win through 5 matches. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL League One and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Here's Jamga. He'll get it right back. Diaz stepped in and a push in the back from Jamga. Look at it on the American Family Insurance replay. Pretty easy call for Kalin Radosov. Well, the story of Michael Vang, even finding a spot with Ford Madison is a really interesting one. His brother Michael, who's a player at Wisconsin Green Bay, got an invite to a Ford Madison combine in April. And all of a sudden, it was his brother who was able to find a spot for Michael in that combine as well. As they're coming forward again, Don Smart makes it 2! Well, Ford Madison, how about this start? Midway through this first half, Michael Vang with goal 1, Don Smart with goal 2. It's his first of the season.
Ford Madison FC goal, scored by number 7, Don Smart. Assisted by number 10.
We take a look at it on the American Family Insurance replay. J.C. Banks picked it up, able to cut it back to his left foot, just kind of stand it up right into the middle of the box. And Don Smart flying in. Good numbers there for Ford Madison getting into the attack. And able to slot the header past Pablo Jara, putting it back across goal. And the King from Kingston, as they call him, Don Smart, is back on the score sheet here in 2020. All goals presented by Dairyland. So the first of the season for Don Smart, the first of the season for Michael Vang as well. And Ford Madison looking in fine form and looking like they could come away with win number 1 of the season, but still a lot of time left to go. This Tormenta side is not going to go away easy. Here's Giro. Some pressure being put on there by Jamga. Vang. He gets pushed in the back. Ricardo Gomez there to meet him. It's been a long-awaited debut for that man right there, Michael Vang. see the influence he has on this Forward Madison side. Some miscommunication there at the back. Skelton just has to get rid of it. Some hesitation there from Pablo Jara coming off his line. Giro will throw this back in for Madison. Here's Vang. Don't miss a minute of action in 2020. Sign up today and get alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for your club and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on your team's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Mayer unable to find Micheletto. This will run all the way back for Marchetta in goal. Daryl Shore is saying it was really important to be able to break the lines of Tormenta when getting into the attack, saying they just haven't been as crisp as they want, playing through the lines of opponents. And so far it looks like they have done just that here for the opening 2 goals. Looking for those penetrating passes. Here's Micheletto. You know, he can do so much on the ball. Here's Jamga all the way to the end line. And this will be ruled a goal kick. Like Jamga got the last touch on it before it went out of play. Another look at it here on the American Family Insurance replay. Forward Madison with the advantage. Through Michael Vang in the 8th minute. And a little bit later in the 23rd minute, it was Don Smart with his first goal of the season. And just 1 goal coming into this match tonight, and already 2 inside of pretty much the first half of this first 45 minutes. Here's Reese Williams. Here's Gomez trying to fend off Don Smart. Leonard sliding in. While he was on the ground, he was able to knock it off of Reese Williams. Good hustle play from who Daryl Shore calls the warrior of the midfield for Forward Madison. Approaching the half-hour mark here from Hart Park in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. Josh Eastern, happy to be with you tonight on this Friday night to kick off the USL League One weekend. As this one goes out for a goal kick, and we will get to our first half hydration break. Remember, the hydration break brought to you by Krombacher.
Hydration break on the field. Hey, Ford fans, in an effort to keep yourself, other guests, and our staff and players healthy.
So we'll see what Coach Lars has to say to his side.
Eating or drinking at your seat. Thank you for doing your part.
Looks like Marco Micheletto is taking control, saying some words. Vignol's talking there to Pablo Har, as you can see. And Lars Eckenrode, a center back in his own right, talking to his two center backs tonight as well. Josh Phelps and Jordan Skelton. In case you're just tuning in tonight, already 2 goals for Forward Madison in the opening half hour. The first goal on 8 minutes, it was Michael Vang. This is pretty much just not hearing Paolo Jr. coming from behind, taking it away, the cross into the middle, and a pretty easy finish there for Michael Vang, who's played well in tight spaces tonight. One touch and a finish as well. And then on 23, JC Banks getting in behind. It's something that Daryl Shore wanted to see his side do, play those penetrating balls, get it behind the defense. And then Don Smart flying in for the header, and the Jamaican to get himself on the score sheet for the first time here in 2020. So 2-0 is the score. And Forward Madison, it's been a really good start. We said that was one of the keys to the game earlier. And Daryl Shore always likes those fast starts. He's gotten one from his side tonight. So the final few minutes here of this first half. We'll see if Tormenta can get one back before halftime. The only time somebody scored 2 goals in a game between these two teams last year was Forward Madison, a 2-1 road win down in Statesboro at Irk Russell Park. All the way back to Philip Marchetta in goal. General Shore said that Philip Marchetta has been very solid in goal so far, brings a calming presence in the back, doesn't get too rattled. You could see that from his save on the free kick from Luca Mayer in the first few minutes. Really good get for Forward Madison. Of course, Brian Silvestre, Ryan Coulter moving on from last year. This one's flicked along for Micheletto. Gonna keep it in play. Jamga, big collision there. And a free kick for Tormenta here on this near side. Devin Jamga getting himself tangled up with Giro and is able to get the call going in his favor. I'll look at it on the American Family Insurance replay. Once Giro had that ball trickle behind him, pretty much gave him a hug from behind. And now Marco Micheletto will stand over this free kick, a 2-man wall. It's Vang and Paolo Jr. Micheletto stands over it. Stand it up towards the back post, and a little bit too far for everybody and out for a goal kick. I'll look at it on the American Family Insurance replay. A little bit too tall there for Jordan Skelton. Las Vegas takes center stage August 25th when Lights FC takes on Orange County SC on ESPN Deportes. Looking to maintain the pace set in Group B. Both Las Vegas Lights FC and Orange County SC face a must-win on the national stage. Don't miss the drama unfold August 25th at 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Deportes. Group B action there in the championship. Here comes Don Smart! And putting it out of play. Wasn't too far away. Once again, forward Madison getting quickly into the attack from the back. A look at it on the American Family Insurance replay. Just flicked along from the goal kick. Maybe the angle wasn't working in Smart's favor, but still was able to get a shot away. Played over the top. Was unable to be brought down there by Daniel Jackson. Opinwa. Pressure being shown by J.C. Banks. Here's Luca Mayer. Wojciech Vucic. He plays this into a lot of open space for Don Smart. Madison have numbers if they work quick. Vucic making the run. They played it in the middle. Paolo Jr., his shot is blocked. Vucic was in an offside position, so he has to let this trickle out. It goes out for a corner kick anyways. Take a look at the American Family Insurance replay. Play that into a lot of open space for Don Smart. Thought he was going to play that into the middle. Instead, he brought it back for his teammate Paolo Jr., had his shot blocked away. It's out for a UW Health corner kick. And Giro will come over to take this. Having to move the boards out of the way. Puts this one right in, headed right back out. I'll send forward again. Trimmingham was still up there. Wojciech Vucic, little hesitation, and then a deflected shot is sent out for another corner kick. The pressure still there for forward Madison. Look at it on the American Family Insurance replay. Trimmingham was still up from the corner kick. Wojciech Vucic, almost a little bit of a dummy there as he faked the shot, took one more touch, and then took the shot on. And Giro will come over to take the corner kick once again. And once again, he'll also move that board out of the way. Another UW Health corner kick. Looks like somebody down in the box for Tormenta. Looks like Marco Micheletto. Maybe a new jersey as well. Josh Phelps tried to just get that new jersey and come right back on. He'll have to wait on the side here for this corner kick. So an aerial threat in terms of defense not there here for Tormenta. Ball sent in again. A little bit too tall for Eric Leonard. And it looks like Josh Phelps now coming on. He will be number 31. Looked like there might have been some blood on his jersey. So he will wear number 31 for for the rest of the night, but you can see number 5 still on his shorts. Phelps made 26 starts last season for Tormenta. Of course, now in his second year in USL League One with Tormenta, but spent 2 years with Tormenta while in the PDL. There's Phelps in that new kit. Trying to go long. Mayer brings it down. Here's Obinwa. Now Williams. Jamga keeps him moving. Here's Obinwa. Late into space. Devin Jamga again. Trying to find Obinwa, playing 1-2 there. Obinwa and Jamga. Wojciech Vucic fouled from behind. Jordan Skelton commits the foul. Orlando and Fort Lauderdale still in that weather delay. Home opener for Orlando City beat tonight in Kissimmee, Florida. Tormenta came into tonight with the most shots in USL League One. They have 71 shots as Michael Vane gets on the end of this. And he is fouled. Or did the offside flag come up? It was the offside flag that did come up there on the far side. But 71 shots this year for Tormenta. That is 25 more than second place FC Tucson. But so far, this Forward Madison defense has held them to just 2 on the night. And one of them was that free kick from Luca Mayer. Just 1 through the run of play. Where will the answers come from for Tormenta tonight? Conceding twice inside the opening 23 minutes. This one headed back. Marchetta will let this run into the box before he picks it up. Of course, there are options on the bench come the second half as well. Pato Boteo Faz, who scored 7 goals last year with Lansing. Over the top again, into the run of Mayer. It's headed away by Tobin. Trimmingham was alert to it. Tormenta will keep possession. Get it wide for Muller. Stefan Muller, second in chances created in the USL League One. Of course, behind his teammate Marco Micheletto coming into tonight, he had 15. Muller had 10. Wojciech Vucic. find out how much stoppage time. Wojciech Vucic will play this down the line. Vang, cross coming in. Right into the feet there of Josh Phelps. It's put out for a corner kick. As we take a look at stoppage time, it's 3 minutes. And another corner kick for Ford Madison, of course, presented by UW Health. Smart puts this in again. Trimmingham was there, and it was cleared away by a Tormenta player, which means it's out for another corner kick for Ford Madison. Another UW Health corner kick, and looks like Michael Vang jogging over to take it. Here's Vang. Comes all the way through. Nobody got a touch to it. And Giro will keep it in, or it's knocked out for another throw-in. A long spell of possession here for Madison in the attacking third on corner kicks and throw-ins. Don Smart, well, he was jogging over. Now it's Christian Diaz. Trimmingham. Wojciech Vucic is able to keep it in play. Vucic, his cross, sent back. Trimmingham. Now Giro. Giro will continue his run. Get it back from Paolo Jr. His cross deflected out for another corner kick. That number really starting to pile up. UW Health corner kick, and J.C. Banks will take this one quick for Giro. Back for Banks, who put himself in an onside position. In-swinger towards the back post. And over everybody's head and out of play. Well, the 3 minutes of additional stoppage time are complete. We'll see how much more we get at the end of this first 45 minutes. Well, there's the final whistle. The first 45 minutes in the books here from Hart Park in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. It's Ford Madison 2, and it's Tormenta FC 0. Well, we'll see what the team talk is like at halftime for South Georgia Tormenta, with Lars Eckenrode and Neil Vignoles running the show tonight for South Georgia Tormenta. For Daryl Shore and Ford Madison, they have had a great first 45 minutes. 2 goals. That's more goals than they've scored in each of the previous 3 matches. They had just 1 coming into tonight. So it's halftime here in Wauwatosa. Michael Vang and Don Smart scoring their first goals of the season. It has Ford Madison up in front. It's Ford Madison 2. It's South Georgia Tormenta 0. Just copy halftime show. Just getting underway.
Dairyland is getting there every day land. It's room for everyone land. It's post-retirement hobby land. Dairyland is driving to your first day of work land and spending Saturdays on the road land. Dairyland is affordable auto and motorcycle insurance for you land, all to help get you there. Dairyland is your land.
When my love takes me home, it's 105 to 30 miles zone. We're on the road now, and we can't slow down. We're on the road now, and we can't slow down.
Choosing the right checking account means a lot. And when you join UW Credit Union, it means getting the services you need to grow at every stage of life. It means mobile banking that lets you take your finances anywhere, with free credit scores to know where you stand. And it means top-rated service whenever you need it. Open your account to join today and discover everything it could mean for you. UW Credit Union, here for every you.
Welcome back to the Just Coffee halftime show. Ford Madison and South Georgia Tormenta tonight from Hart Park in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. Well, last week for North Texas, Benny Redzik scored the 4th brace of the season in USL League One. So let's go back and take a look at all 4 of those braces. We call it the brace race. We start with Jake Keegan, July the 25th against the Richmond Kickers. This goal was originally called an own goal. We're going to give it to Jake Keegan nonetheless. One of his 3 goals on the season. Then come the second half, he would get another one. Last year, there were 27 multi-goal games in 28 weeks, and 19 different players scored then, of course, 4 in 4 weeks here in 2020. But it's been a pretty good start to the season for that man right there, Jake Keegan. He is the July Player of the Month. Then for Chattanooga, Greg Hurst. Same night, but this one on the road. First goal, just picking up a loose ball. Look at that finish from Hurst. But this second goal, this is a beauty of a diving header, slotting it past Pablo Jara. 2 goals for Greg Hurst. He leads the league right now with 4 goals this season. And then up next, Neil Vinyals. He's the player coach, I guess you could call him tonight, the assistant coach for Tormenta. That's a banger right there. That was goal of the week, August 1st against Orlando. His 2 goals this season are his only 2 goals of the season. But this was a big result here for Tormenta. That was the game-winning goal, slotting it by the goalkeeper and getting all 3 points that night for Tormenta. And then lastly, Benny Redzik for North Texas against Chattanooga. So Chattanooga's had a brace. They've also been on the end of a brace as well. And this one was a really good ball in there from Ronaldo Demas, who did some goal scoring of his own last year. Of course, the Golden Boot winner in USL League One. He scored a hat trick, had a couple of braces as well. He's such a good goal scorer, but look at this assist. Redzik showing you can do it aerially as well, and he's able to get a brace of his own last week against Chattanooga. So as we take a look at these 4 players, they are some pretty special talents, especially Keegan, who already is the Player of the Month here in USL League One. Greg Hurst coming in mid-year last year for Chattanooga. He could be a really interesting player moving forward for the Red Wolves. So, halftime moving on here. It's the Just Coffee halftime show.
Let's summer. Let's dine out by truly dining out. Let's send smoke signals to the neighbors, then serve up the freshest of food with a side of fresh air. Let's raise our tongs to tasty by introducing our grills to new thrills and make mouths water more than a backyard slip and slide. Let's live a little more by having another s'more, because summer is here and no one does summer like festival fruits.
Dominar el balón así y borracho? Imposible. Manejar a casa después de una práctica fuerte y borracho? Irresponsable. Y recuerda, si manejas tomado, serás arrestado.
Dairyland is getting there every day land. It's room for everyone land. It's post-retirement hobby land. Dairyland is driving to your first day of work land and spending Saturdays on the road land. Dairyland is affordable auto and motorcycle insurance for you land, all to help get you there. Dairyland is your land.
I can also try that white, thick white stripe on the dress.
The USL is proud to bring professional soccer back into our communities and across the ESPN family of networks. Follow your local club and don't miss these exciting matches coming up on ESPN2 or ESPN Deportes.
Dr. George Champus from Northwestern and U.S. Soccer's Chief Medical Officer joins me. The protocols that were created in the case of the USL Championship and USL League One takes well over 50 pages to document. Describe the USL Championship's particular return to play and the role that you played in helping to craft those guidelines.
Yeah, obviously the credit goes to USL. The credit goes to USL, their owners, all the staff, really putting in the work, getting on calls multiple times a week with other leagues, but also recognizing that all the leagues can't be the same, and all recognizing that the elements are different for each of them. And I think it's important to touch on that because it's important for us to be able to create a mitigation strategy, layers of protection that our players are comfortable with, that our public are comfortable with, while respecting the virus. So USL has done a tremendous job. They've invested a lot of time and energy consulting with others to be able to put this forth. Hopefully I was a conduit and someone who provided, that medical expertise and brought everybody together. And if we can all come out of this safe and be able to show a model, not only for sport, but for public, that would be a great outcome.
News and notes from around USL League One. Well, Orlando City be hosting Fort Lauderdale. That one is in a weather delay right now, so we'll see if that one can get back underway. And, of course, the United Soccer League, all 47 championship and League One clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. There was a 15-second moment of silence before the match as we are all united against racism. Player of the Week, Ethan Vanacore-Decker, as Union Omaha really starting to turn it on, and he is part, of course, of the Team of the Week as well. Dallas J in goal, of course, the Golden Glove winner from last year, Emiliano Terzaghi, who scored that goal for the Richmond Kickers last week against Ford Madison. Here's a look at the scoreboard. It's Orlando City B and, of course, Fort Lauderdale in that weather delay. That's in the 11th minute. Chattanooga and Union Omaha also affected by weather earlier in the week. So weather is causing havoc here to this USL League One week. And some other games also find out from last weekend. Dairyland saves you money on car and motorcycle insurance with low rates and great discounts. We're proud to support Ford Madison FC. Get your quote today at dairylandinsurance.com. The upcoming schedule presented by Dairyland. Saturday, it is 3 more games. Then we have 3 midweek games as well, including Union Omaha and Ford Madison on Wednesday. The Just Coffee Halftime Show rolling on halftime here in Wisconsin.
Choosing the right checking account means a lot. And when you join UW Credit Union, it means getting the services you need to grow at every stage of life. It means mobile banking that lets you take your finances anywhere, with free credit scores to know where you stand. And it means top-rated service whenever you need it. Open your account to join today and discover everything it could mean for you. UW Credit Union, here for every you.
¿Dominar el balón así y borracho? Imposible. ¿Manejar a casa después de una práctica fuerte y borracho? Irresponsable. Y recuerda, si manejas tomado, serás arrestado.
Highlights from the first half presented by Heartland Credit Union. It started pretty good for Ford Madison. Dale Shore always likes those fast starts, and in the 8th minute, they got a fast start. Jiro Barriga Toyama over the top. Kind of a misplay at the back here. Paolo Jr. just lurking in behind, and he pounces. And his cross right to the penalty spot and right to Michael Vang. And then on 23 minutes, Don Smart, he'd get in on the goal-scoring action. It was J.C. Banks putting it back to his left foot here. Don Smart was flying in and able to head it home for goal number 2. It's the first goal of the season for both of those guys, Vang and Smart. Let's take a look at the stats presented by Rhyme. Just those 2 shots for Tormenta, and they have 71 this season overall. Is 25 more than the second-place team, FC Tucson. You feel like the attack should be coming and could be coming for Tormenta in this second half. So still a lot to play for as Ford Madison trying to hold on to this 2-0 advantage, looking for win number 1 here in 2020. Teams will switch ends. It's now Ford Madison going left to right, and it's Tormenta going right to left towards the train end of Hart Park, as it's been famously dubbed already. There's Luca Mayer. Ball over the top. Micheletto brings it down. Trimmingham tracking over as well. And he'll be able to clear it away. I believe we're still waiting for our first train of the night as well. And there were plenty during the pregame last week, or pardon me, 2 weeks ago when Ford Madison last played here. We had, I think, 3 during the game. Played back for Marchetta. Trying to hold that clean sheet. Ford Madison is still yet to concede at home this season. That game against Greenville Triumph, their other home match, played to a 0-0 draw. Don Smart stays on side. Defended by Muller. Mayer coming from behind. He couldn't keep it in play. Lars Eckenrode and Neil Vignals talking things over, going through some paperwork. Be a fly on the wall in that halftime locker room. Would have been really interesting to hear what Lars had to say to his group. He has a little bit of coaching experience in the Tormenta FC Academy. Here's Vang. Williams will find Jamga. Tobin steps in once again. To Don Smart, or pardon, we talked to Daryl Shore about what needs to change. We'd love to talk to Don Smart too. We talked to Daryl Shore about what kind of needs to change with this forward Madison side coming into this week. He said maybe we're pressing a little bit too much, maybe we're forcing that final pass, but overall he said this team has had better moments, and you can see them really paying off here tonight. When they've had those goal-scoring opportunities, they've finally been able to put them away. That's not something they've necessarily done the past 2 weeks, of course, with being held scoreless against Greenville and against the Richmond Kickers. I haven't called Daniel Jackson's name a whole lot in that first half. See if he can get involved a little bit more. Here's Luca Mayer. Here's Stefan Muller. He just couldn't regain his footing as the ball is put out for a throw-in, which Tormenta takes quickly. Gomez. Muller. And he earns his team a corner kick. We're about 4 minutes into this second half. Marco Micheletto will stand over it. All corner kicks brought to you by UW Health. An in-swinger, Marchetta. Might have gotten a slight fingertip on that. Tormenta will keep possession here. Long cross coming in and over the head of Marchetta and out of play. So with a win, Tormenta could potentially move into second place in USL League One, but they have played by far and away more games than anybody else. This is their 6th game played. That is 2 more than the next closest, Madison, who's playing their 4th game tonight, and Greenville, who has played 4 games coming into tonight, but they will, of course, play game number 5 tomorrow. It's been a tough start to the season in terms of fixture congestion for Tormenta. It's just kind of how the schedule has been laid out. There's been a bit of a limited roster as well for South Georgia, Tormenta, and John Milleracey. 5 games in about 2 weeks. Luckily for Tormenta, after this game, they have 8 days before they face Chattanooga next Saturday. That'll be a free kick for forward Madison. Big collision. Jamga and Smart are both down. That's the second time we've seen Devin Jamga on the turf tonight. A look at the American Family Insurance replay. Jamga and Smart getting tangled up, and then another forward Madison player going down. They're Looking at that right arm of Devin Jamga. Something that'll be really interesting to see as this second half moves on, and if this scoreline stays the same as well, is how Lars Eckenrode will use the 5 substitutions, but almost more importantly, those 3 substitution windows. And if Jamga is forced out here, if he can't continue, of course, one of those windows will have to be used since there were no halftime subs. He is back up on his feet, able to walk off. Looks like we are getting a sub. We're going to wait on that, actually. We'll see if Jamga can continue. Maybe Ford Madison looking to make an alteration as well. In the meantime, it's a free kick. About 30 yards out. Paolo Jr., J.C. Banks, Wojciech Vucic all standing over it. Who is it going to be? J.C. Banks off the crossbar. Well, that one is the wrong bar. So Banks not able to put that one on frame. And a goal kick here for Pablo Jara. Ball played into space. Jara coming off his line, able to clear it away. So Tormenta still playing with just 10 players until Jamga is able to come back on. Here's Banks. Diaz now for Leonard. Trimmingham. He's going to take one on. Pretty ambitious effort there from the Trinidadian center back. Put out for a goal kick. And there comes Devin Jamga now. Looks like with a wrap on that right wrist. So he'll look to try to carry on. Big acquisition in the offseason from FC Tucson. Going to bolster this attack for Tormenta. Now Ricardo Gomez. He's waiting for Muller. Mayer just knocks it up into the air. Trimmingham for Gomez. Muller keep this in. He will. Gomez now trying to get a cross away. Good team defending by Ford Madison, getting players back behind the ball. Jamga trying to use that quick burst of speed. Like the AR there maybe hesitated with that flag, and eventually it's going to be a foul there on Devin Jamga. Now look at it on the American Family Insurance replay. Jamga just getting tangled up with Giro. Then it was Reese Williams who came over. Fans, follow your club and the rest of USL League One all season long on ESPN Plus, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the nearly 8 million sports fans who've already discovered ESPN Plus and watch League One live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Gomez loses possession once again. John Millerese said coming into this game, both teams really need momentum to get going in the right direction. Tormenta just 1 win out of 5. Forward Madison, no wins out of 3. Both have been on the wrong side of results. Trying to get that turned in the opposite direction. So far, Forward Madison has done that here tonight. So again, Don Smart finding himself in behind, cross into the middle. Vucic makes it 3. Well, Forward Madison flying high tonight in Wauwatosa. It's Forward Madison 3, it's Tormenta 0.
Forward Madison FC goal, scored by number 9, Wojciech Vucic.
The big man getting on the end of a Don Smart pass. Smart with the assist as we take a look at it on the American Family Insurance replay. Good ball played into space. They're on the turn from Eric Leonard. Spotting Wojciech Vucic there in the middle. Maybe if you're Tormenta, shout for offside. The flag stays down. Vucic on the score sheet, and Forward Madison make it 3-0. Goals presented by Dairyland. That's his 2nd goal of the season for Wojciech Vucic. Coming over from Hartford Athletic last season where he scored 7 goals. Daryl Shore said they needed a target striker this year. They went out and got one that they knew quite well, Neil Halavati. And Daryl Shore, knowing him from their connections. Of course, he's from Chicago, which is just down the road here from Wauwatosa and Madison. Thought he'd be a good fit. Comes in, he scored 2 goals here, and now 4 games for Forward Madison. It's now a real uphill battle for South Georgia Tormenta tonight. Benoit, he's fouled, and it looks like the referee going to his pocket, and now a little bit of a skirmish there after the play. Michael Vang looks like will go into the book. At on the American Family Insurance replay. Michael Vang just trying to stop that counterattack. Benoit took exception to it. The referee went right to his pocket. It was a quick decision there to give the yellow card. This one headed into space. Daniel Jackson. Philip Marchetta quick off his line. Looks like Lars Eckenrode getting ready to make a couple of alterations. They are attack-minded substitutions, as you could expect. Here's Daniel Jackson. Didn't quite get on the end of that run. Marco Micheletto. You can see him there at the bottom of your screen. Pato Boteo Faz and Mikey Rowe look like they're limbering up to come on. Like a late challenge coming in on a Ford Madison player who went down. You could hear that yelp in the background. It's all happening behind the play. Looks like that's Josiah Trimmingham, and here we will get the substitutions for South Georgia Tormenta. Coming on is Pato Boteo Faz and Mikey Rowe. Daniel Jackson and Ricardo Gomez will make way. So Gomez and Jackson off. Pato Boteo Faz and Mikey Rowe come on. Of course, all subs brought to you by Festival Foods. So that's the first substitution window used, and 2 subs used for South Georgia Tormenta and Lars Eckenrode tonight. Will we see Neil Vinyals as well, who is Eckenrode's assistant coach tonight. Heavy touch from Luca Mayer. Now Leonard. Play it upfield. Headed away by Reese Williams. Is this going to be a free kick for Ford Madison? Looks like it is. Reese Williams can't believe it. Let's take a look at what happened here on the American Family Insurance replay. Oh, handball. That's exactly what it was, right off the inside of the left arm. 65 minutes gone. Michael Vang, J.C. Banks stand over this set piece. Right on the 25-yard line. Vang will clip this in towards the back post. A little bit too far out of the reach there of big Connor Tobin. Good ball sent in by Michael Vang, and you can see the influence Vang has had tonight on this Ford Madison attack. He could be a real game changer. Could really get Ford Madison back into this race for the top 2. With the win tonight, they'd be just 1 point behind Tormenta and level on points with North Texas and Richmond. The next few games for Ford Madison, very, very interesting as well. They'll face Union Omaha for the first time in the midweek on Wednesday. They'll travel to Warner Park for that one. So long ball's played over the top again. Phelps will let this go out for a goal kick. After that game against Union Omaha, 2 straight home matches against OCB and North Texas for Ford Madison. So those are 3 fixtures that you feel like you might be able to get points out of all of them. Union Omaha may be the toughest with that one on the road, but Madison can carry some momentum from tonight's result, assuming they close it out with 3 points. Wednesday should be a really fun matchup. On the other side for Tormenta coming up, Chattanooga and OCB. So just 2 matches the rest of the month for South Georgia Tormenta. They'll finally get a chance to breathe without a midweek fixture. That ball did run out past the far touchline. The USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs across the USL to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent. Following the success of the first Academy Cup events, clubs can now apply to participate in the USL Academy League, kicking off in spring 2021. For more information, visit usl-academy.com or search hashtag USL Academy on social media. So all the way back for Pablo Jara. Smart, some room to work. Slipping this through, Paulo Jr. getting around Pablo Jara. Paulo Jr. for forward Madison. And the Mingos flying away from Tormenta and the Ibis tonight.
Forward Madison FC goal. Scored by number 11, Paulo Jr.
Paulo Jr., he's done some assisting this year, but finally gets his name on the score sheet for a goal. On the American Family Insurance replay, Don Smart picking the pass out. Good diagonal run, perfect timing. Nothing Jara could do. An easy finish there for Paulo Jr. Forward Madison looking like they will take all 3 points here tonight in Wauwatosa. All goals presented by Dairyland. First of the season for Paulo Jr. He had the assist to Michael Vang earlier tonight. It's a goal as well. This is more of what Daryl Shore wanted to see under this forward Madison side. Daryl Shore said this week he wants more penetrating passes. He wants to play through the lines. That's exactly what they've done here tonight. Marco Micheletto he's created the most chances in USL League One so far this season. This one sails out of play, just couldn't get it right for the former Akron Zip. Substitution time now for Madison. 2 subs. It'll be Gustavo Fernandez along with Eli Lockaby coming on, while Michael Vang along with Christian Diaz will make way. A historic night for Michael Vang, the first Hmong American player to feature. He scores a goal in his debut. Christian Diaz, another good performance as well. So Lockaby and Gustavo Fernandez come on. They both featured off the bench a few times already this season. Lockaby, of course, last year with the Richmond Kickers. So both teams have made 2 subs so far. Here's Pato. A handball against forward Madison. Tormenta trying to go quickly. At least they were. Moeller. Chetta comes flying off his line. Able to take it out of the path. Wojciech Vucic was in an offside position. Ball put out of play. Looks like a player down for Forward Madison, which means we'll take our hydration break here in the second half. Hydration break brought to you by Krombacher. Trimmingham looks like he's back on his feet and coming off. Let's take a look at our Dental Health Associates fan of the game. And it is Nico Conley. Thank you for going full Mingo there. He's got his customized jersey there with Coach Daryl Shore. Nico Conley is tonight's Dental Health Associates fan of the game. Thank you to Nico for supporting Forward Madison and going full Mingo. And it's just been a tough night overall for South Georgia Tormenta. Neil Vignals trying to coach up the team. Trying to get some positive result out of this 4-0 scoreline. This is a chance for Daryl Shore's side to really gain some confidence moving in to the latter half of August. They have 2 more home games after that Omaha match, and then they go on the road for 3 straight matches to start September. They only play 1 home game in September. So things really starting to kick into full gear as we are starting to reach the midway point of this season. And Brandon Eaton, it looks like, ready to come on for Forward Madison as well. And it will be Trimmingham to come off. He was hobbled just a moment ago, and he does hobble off again. So Brent Eaton comes on. That substitute brought to you by Festival Foods. Trimmingham gets about 75 minutes. We'll see how the shape changes for the Mingos, whether it's Eric Leonard who slots back into that center back spot, or even Gustavo Fernandez. Gerald Shore said could do that as well. And that pressure's still there. Forward Madison trying to play quick. Deflecting into the middle. Here's Luca Mayer. Trying to slip that through for Pato. Marco Micheletto. Towards that near post. Mikey Rowe will get it back for Micheletto. Moving it quickly. Muller stands it up towards the back post. And this one put out of play by Giro. A Tormenta corner kick upcoming. Another substitution for South Georgia Tormenta, the second substitution window used. It's Jad Arsalan. Made 4 appearances so far in 2020. And Devin Jomga's race has been run tonight. third sub used for Tormenta. Ball swung in. Skelton got his head to it. And then Philip Marchetta able to come to claim it. Mikey Rowe trying to carry it through the midfield. Oh, Benoit. Chad Arslan, 10 starts and 24 appearances last year, scored 2 goals. For Tormenta, was also with the club in the PDL days, made 37 appearances, scored 7 goals. Gustavo Fernandez, it looks like he's taken up that second center back spot alongside Connor Tobin. Paolo Jr. brought down. Reese Williams, and now a little scuffle. Eric Leonard took exception to Williams maybe stepping over Paolo Jr. on the ground. Another look at it on the American Family Insurance replay. Must have said something there as he walked away that Leonard took exception to. Here's J.C. Banks. Couldn't quite get that over Williams' head. Wojciech Vucik. Goal to his name tonight. The big number 9 for forward Madison. There's Vucik. Finding himself all the way on this near touch line. Uses his body very well, and then he is fouled. There's another look at it on the American Family Insurance replay. It looks like we'll get a Ford Madison substitution as well. The final 2 subs of the night for Ford Madison. Paolo Jr. and Don Smart make way, while Alex Monis and Jamel Cox will both come on. Smart and Paolo Jr. both in their second season. Those subs brought to you by Festival Foods. Both of them in their second season. They were big pieces to bring back here in 2020 as they produced so much a season ago. Paolo Jr., 5 goals in 28 appearances. Don Smart, 8 goals in 28. They really are 2 players that establish how Ford Madison wants to play, and that's get it on the wings and go. Giro was making a long sprint down that left flank and unrewarded there. Coming on, Jamel Cox, also with FC Tucson last year. And Alex Monis, who is on loan from Chicago Fire, one of those 3 loanees. And here is Monas. Monas getting all the way into the box. He's really showed some bright spots as that Brandon Eaton shot is saved by Pablo Jara. A good story written on the Chicago Fire site by our friend Tyler Terrens, talking to Daryl Shore about the 3 loanees. And one player that Daryl Shore said that maybe Mona should study a little bit is Miguel Ibarra of the Seattle Sounders. Of course, he was with Minnesota United before. Thought Miguel was a good example for Alex Monas because he's a good attacking winger who also knows how to defend properly. And Monas is a player who, it's been written up about him that he's taken on some first team players in Chicago Fire training when he was back with the Fire. He's kind of fitting right into that as well. So you feel like a bright future for Alex Monas moving forward in his very young career. Of course, just 17 years old from Naperville, Illinois. Alan Rodriguez, another one of those players, made his debut last week in the center of the park for Forward Madison against Richmond. And Chris Brady is the goalkeeper that came on loan. He's on the bench tonight. He's yet to feature for Forward Madison. All 5 subs have been used by Forward Madison as well. So take a look at the scoring summary. Michael Vang, Don Smart, Wojciech Vucik, and Paulo Jr. Six minutes plus stoppage time to go. Daryl Shore also maybe just trying to manage a few minutes here at the end, using all 5 subs with a midweek game upcoming. Micheleto unable to get by Eli Lockaby. Micheleto goes to ground and wins it back. Monas tracking back. Micheleto's still going. Trying to find Luca Mayer and couldn't come away with it. Now JC Banks. And a foul will come against Obinwa. And Obinwa goes into the book.
A yellow card has been shown in the 86th minute. The Tormenta number 12, Abuchi Obinwa.
Another look at it there on the American Family Insurance replay. Played back for Tobin and Marchetta. Tormenta try to grab one here at the end. Give them a silver lining before they travel back home. They go quickly. Micheleto, of course, or pardon me, Pato now comes into the middle for Micheleto and couldn't find him. Maybe a little bit of frustration showing from Marco Micheleto. I'm talking with the 4th official there. Just been that kind of night for South Georgia Tormenta. Monis commits the foul. Well, this is just the beginning to your USL League One Saturday. Of course, all games on ESPN+. Richmond and Tucson get us going at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. It's Darren Sawatsky against his old team. Greenville and Chattanooga. That'll be pretty cool for Greenville Triumph playing on local TV for the first time. As Mikey Rose trying to tee one up. And then North Texas against Revolution 2 at Globe Life Park in Arlington. Those 3 matchups all on ESPN+, and maybe we'll be able to figure out these standings a little bit more after tomorrow's matches. Omaha looks like they will keep control of second place, but Madison, they will move up to 4 points with the win tonight. That puts them level with North Texas and Richmond, and that gets them up into that group with kind of Chattanooga, Tormenta, North Texas, and Richmond, who are all on 4 or 5 points. And yeah, it's the most goals in League One so far this season in a single game. Madison has really poured it on tonight. There's Lockerbie. Orlando and Fort Lauderdale have restarted, and it's OCB who has gotten out in front. That game still in the first half. Game was due to start at 7 o'clock Eastern. They played about 11 minutes and then had to shut things down due to lightning in the area in Kissimmee. When you're done with this one, you can flip on over to Orlando City B in Fort Lauderdale to end your night. Guess we can call it late night League One. Once you get past 10 o'clock, I think that's the threshold, right? Getting into stoppage time, and foul once again on Monis. 4 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this 90 minutes. Here comes Cox. Of course, stoppage time presented by TDS. Here's Giro, all the way into the corner. If you're watching this from a Tormenta perspective, obviously a night to forget here in Wauwatosa. The season obviously still in front of them, even though they played a couple more games than more teams. They'll only have 10 more games to go after this. Just that lone win, so still some work to be done for South Georgia Tormenta. As John Millerese said, they had been making progress each and every game, but I'm sure this game, along with the Fort Lauderdale game last week, a step in the wrong direction, but we'll see if they can get things back on track. Coming up against Chattanooga on August the 22nd. It'll be a big game really for both of those sides. Ball played in. Tobin there to head it away. Nicoletto. Headed right back up into the middle. Gustavo Fernandez was there. Mikey Rowe. And it's right at Marchetta in goal. Couldn't quite get enough behind that. It looked like Mayer and Mikey Rowe were kind of occupying that same space. We'll look at it on the American Family Insurance replay. Kind of running into each other and then couldn't get a lot of power behind that was Mikey Rowe. Here's Muller. Tormenta trying to find something before the end of this match is over. Tobin, another sliding challenge. He has been such a force in central defense. You could say in the entire existence of Forward Madison. Last year and this year. Tobin made 28 starts a season ago in the regular season. Of course, played in the playoff game as well. Here's Brandon Eaton. Can Forward Madison add to their total? Wojciech Vucic, was he onside? He slots it wide anyway. Wojciech Vucic was looking for a brace. Instead, there's the final whistle. The points go to Madison tonight, 4-0 over Tormenta FC. Daryl Shore has to be pleased with this performance. Fist bumps for Lars Eckenrode, and maybe some words of encouragement as well from Daryl Shore to Lars Eckenrode, who is the acting head coach tonight. So Forward Madison, they'll head back to Madison with 3 points. It's their first win of the season, and they do it in pretty good fashion.
Once again, we thank you fans for your incredible support tonight. As a reminder, please be sure to
And our man of the match presented by Festival Foods. Well, he got this goal in the 69th minute. It's Paulo Jr. He also got the first assist of the night for Forward Madison. So a goal and an assist, I think that's good enough for our Festival Foods man of the match. It's Paulo Jr., the Brazilian, getting it done for Forward Madison. There he is in his post-game mask. I'm sure he is as pleased as anybody to get 3 points tonight. They applaud the crowd here in Wauwatosa. It's not like Bree Stevens Field in Madison, but it'll have to do here in 2020, and they do get 3 points here at home. We'll wrap things up right after this. From Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. Well, South Georgia Tormenta coming on the road without their head coach. They just couldn't get it done in the end. But Forward Madison slaughtering 4 goals by Tormenta FC. They get 3 points. We'll come back and wrap things up from Wauwatosa, Wisconsin right after this.
You need more layers, diagonal layers.
I got it, Ron. Thanks.
Leave him alone, Dad. Oh, you should use ice blocks instead of cubes.
No, Bud Light Seltzer goes on top.
Diagonal layers.
Did you pre-chill the Bud Light lemonades?
Need more ice.
And diagonal layers.
I mean, if you're gonna do it right.
I don't need my hands getting cold.
Why don't you try using the Plumsky method?
Brings out the citrus notes.
Dad?
Gotta crush the ice, son. What's this?
Whenever packing the coolers, there's a Bud Light there.
When my love takes me home, it's 105 in a 30 mile zone. Oh, 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 oh.
Try Bud Light Seltzer. Your taste buds will thank you. In their own special taste bud way.
$4-0 to Forward Madison tonight. They are winners here in Wauwatosa. Well, there are two facts of life. Everyone loves winning and everyone loves food. Forward took care of the win, and Eat Street, Wisconsin's food delivery service, can hook you up with food from all of your favorite restaurants. Visit eatstreet.com or download the app today to dig in. There is the code to use. You got 24 hours, so eat up and use that code to get 15% off your order. Take a look at the save of the game. It's presented by Dairyland. Of course, it comes
Mayor to stand over
from Philip Marchetta. And Marchetta was able just to knock that one away after getting two hands on it at first. That is your save of the match presented by Dairyland. So now full match stats. They're presented by Heartland Credit Union. It was Forward Madison pretty much from the opening kick. There was that Mayer free kick we saw during the save of the game, but then in the 8th minute, Forward Madison would get their home account going. Paolo Jr., a little sneak attack there on Jordan Skelton. In the middle for Michael Vang, who scores on his debut. Nothing like a debut goal for the first ever Hmong American player. And then on 23, J.C. Banks getting in behind that back line. Wojciech Vucik running by, taking the defender with him. That meant Don Smart could slot right in and head it home for his first goal of the season. Was also the first assist of the season for J.C. Banks. Then in the 58th minute, the goals would keep on coming for Forward Madison. Eric Leonard, this is a really nice ball to put Don Smart into some space. There's Wojciech Vucik onside. Jury maybe still out, but nonetheless, the flag stayed down, and he makes it 3-0 to Forward Madison, his second goal on the season. Then he was our man of the match, Paolo Jr. in the 69th minute. Look at all this room for Don Smart to get the attack going. So Don Smart gets a goal and an assist. Paolo Jr. had an assist before this, and then he gets a goal as well. So Paolo Jr. finishing it off, a 4-0 win for Forward Madison tonight. It's their first win of the season, their first win at home. Here's our full-time match stats brought to you by Rhyme. Well, we said coming in, Tormenta led the league in shots by 25 with 71, 25 more than second place Tucson. They only had 6 tonight. And for Forward Madison, 13 shots, 5 on target. Doesn't really matter in the end as they win 4-0. Pretty solid performance from the Mingos today as they take down South Georgia Tormenta. Well, that's going to wrap things up here from Hart Park in Wauwatosa. Second home match of the season for Forward Madison and first home win. They move up to 4 points on the season. That's going to do it tonight from Hart Park for our entire crew. I'm Josh Eastern saying so long. Where it finishes, Forward Madison 4, South Georgia Tormenta 0. More USL League One action on ESPN Plus all weekend long.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.